I know this might sound a little insulting, but I must ask, do you know how to shampoo your hair? There are a lot of videos out there right now about how to wash 4C hair, and a lot of them have great content. However, there's something that a lot of them are missing, and we're going to fix that with this video. So, figuring out when to shampoo your hair is also important. A lot of people don't realize that though your scalp may be dry and your hair is dry and crusty, the environment also contributes to how dirty your hair is. So if it's been over a week, it's probably safe to say that you can go ahead and wash your hair. Rule number 1, section your hair like your length depends on it, because it truly does. If you don't section your hair, you will have so many more knots that you could have avoided. This is an example of how I shampoo my hair versus how I see a lot of other people shampoo their hair. Very small difference, but in the end, you'll see a huge difference, I promise. You want to start off by soaking your hair completely. Leave no strand unsoaked, okay? You want to soak your hair completely with water. 1, water adds a lot of slip to your hair, but 2, your hair cannot survive without water. Hydration is the longevity of your hair. Moisturizing locks in the hydration, sealing locks in the moisture. It all has a place, but if you don't start with water, you're kind of selling yourself short. I definitely am a huge believer in making the water work for you. As you can see, that side of the hair kind of still looks a little confused, but the section that I'm about to do, it looks a little less confused. Why? Because as I'm drenching it with water, I'm smoothing the water over my cuticles. Smoothing your cuticles over time makes your hair so much more manageable and shiny. Now in this scenario, you want to keep your hair in sections the entire time. As you saw, as you manipulate your hair wants to blend together. You want to keep it in its sections, okay? You also want to make sure that as you're sectioning your hair, you're gently pulling your hair away from your scalp and detangling while you're doing it. Why? Because it's not enough just to pull it from your scalp. You need to make sure you are lightly detangling before you shampoo. Shampooing will take away all the slip that your hair has, so you need to make sure you are detangling lightly before you strip away all that slip during your shampoo process. This is just showing you the raking motion at a better angle. Doing this, I promise you, it will make a world of difference between how you apply your product, making sure you have the minimal amount of knots, but also just kind of making sure your hair has a direction so that when you're done, it actually makes it much easier to style. Now let's be honest with ourselves. We don't got the money, so just use a cheap conditioner to detangle when your hair has way too many knots. I prefer one with silicones simply because it adds more slip. The point of the conditioner is just to add some more slip so that you can smooth your cuticles out, and it also helps make those knots come apart much easier. Think of this as like a pre-poo, but not for the sake of nutrients and hydration, but for the sake of making sure your whole wash routine is simple. Look at the comparison of thoroughly raking it through my hair versus just kind of laying it on top and massaging it in with no set direction and no set routine. This is how I see a lot of people apply product to their hair. And though it does get product on the hair, there's no guarantee you're getting it to the roots, and there's no guarantee that every single strand is getting this product. Rule number 5, use a moisturizing shampoo and make sure your shampoo has a lot of slip. Again, you are about to strip all the oils out of your hair, and the only thing that's going to keep your hair from tangling on itself is the amount of slip. Water does provide slip, but you want to make sure your shampoo does too. Rule number 6, make sure you're thoroughly applying water to your hair for each step. Also, when you have a shampoo that has slip, don't be afraid to lightly detangle during this process. Continue to use the raking method, smoothing the product over your hair while it's in your hair and also while it's rinsing out. The warm water encourages your cuticles to smooth out, especially when you're giving it direction and just showing your hair what you want it to do. As you can see, the behavior of this side of my hair is starting to change in contrast to the other side of my hair. And like a broken record, I also want to point out that without sectioning your hair, you're less likely to have even product distribution. And you're probably going to use more product than you need. Why? Because you're going to realize, oh, this section doesn't have any product, let me get some more. But really, it's not the section that's the problem, it's the fact that it's not sectioned, if that makes any sense at all. Now, those of us that are heavy-handed with product, that's another conversation for another time. Just know with the right technique, you don't have to be. Missed a whole spot, y'all. Please understand, I'm not saying my technique is perfect at all, because y'all have seen my videos, I definitely be missing spots, and I do section my hair. The point is, when you section your hair, those spots that you miss shouldn't be as big. Again, there's nothing wrong with this process, just know it can be improved. As you can see, there is a significant difference between sectioning my hair, allowing my hair to be in a set direction away from my scalp versus not, and literally not. It's not central on that left side. This is one technique I want to encourage everybody to use because if your hair is long enough to section, it makes a world of a difference. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.